It's a different year, but the exact same result for the Baltimore Ravens against the Pittsburgh Steelers, as once again, they lose a nail-biter. We're going to get into it, cover the good, the bad, and everything in between like we normally do after every Ravens game. But before we get into the breakdown, welcome to Vlog Talk, your home for all things Baltimore Ravens football. If you're a Ravens fan and you're new to this channel, take a second, like the video, subscribe. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the season, so if everyone from Ravens Nation that watches this video could hit subscribe, man, I would genuinely appreciate it. But enough of that. Let's talk about this game. And there is a lot to talk about. First of all, like to do before I get into talking about the downfalls of the Baltimore Ravens, I have to give credit to the Steelers for coming in and making the plays necessary to win the game and pulling it out at a hard-fought divisional game. So credit where it's due. The Steelers won this game. But now let's talk about the Ravens, okay? And there's so much to talk about here. First of all, I want to talk about the good. We're going to get into the plenty of bad. I have been on the case for this Ravens defense, the secondary, Zach Orr, for most of the season, writing this defense for underperforming, whether it be the pass rush, the secondary, which has had no shortage of talk about it, about Zach Orr. I've said many times I wasn't sure he was prepared for this job due to the product we're seeing on the field and how egregious this defense has been. And I get this is just one game, but I have to sit here and tip my cap to Zach Orr and this entire defensive unit. They came out and played by 1,000 miles, the best game we have seen this season. And it was necessary because the offense was just disgusting, which we're going to get into in a minute. But this defense looked like a brand new, where has this been all year? And they pointed out in the broadcast, Kyle Hamilton was playing more of that safety role as opposed to down at the line. It seemed to do wonders. And I know that wasn't the only adjustment they made, but whatever they did, every little tweak they did, whatever button they pushed, it worked. And I hope that we see this replicated for the rest of the season. Because if this defense is what we get week in and week out from here till the end of the season, this team is going to be a nightmare matchup for most of the NFL. So hats off to this defense, a unit that gave up almost 300 yards a game passing, gave up. Russell Wilson finished with only 205 passing yards, 23 of 36, and an interception from Marlon Humphrey, who has been probably the best, most productive as far as from turnovers perspective player in the secondary. So really just hats off to this entire unit. Hopefully Roquan Smith, he went out with that hamstring injury. Hopefully that is not a long-term thing. We do not want to be missing the leader of the defense. No disrespect to Malik Harrison, but we do not want Malik Harrison trotting out there in replacement of Roquan Smith. That is not a recipe for success. But the pass rush looked really good. They finished with, 4 sacks. Odafe Owe looked explosive. I really just cannot speak high enough about the performance of this defense, a unit that has been widely criticized by myself and many others. So hats off to them. But let's talk about Justin Tucker here. Okay, this really stole the story of the game, in my opinion. A guy that has struggled this year, not just this year, actually, in the last year or two, and I've been wanting to kind of just brush it under the rug. Look, it's Justin Tucker, one of the greatest, maybe the greatest kicker to ever play the game. He's going to get it figured out. Listen, the Ravens cannot afford to keep Justin Tucker at this level. Okay, I know he's not going anywhere this season. He's not going to get magically cut tomorrow. But the Ravens cannot afford a liability at kicker. He has missed too much this season and has cost the team too many times to continue trotting him out there. I know someone's going to say, well, he hit the 50-yard. That's great. You left 6 points off the board. That would have won you this game. Not to mention you missed an extra point against the Bengals last week. Not to mention the field goal against the Chiefs you missed. That's not the only one. He's missed several key kicks. It's not. I love Justin Tucker. His career is second to none. Father Time is undefeated. And all I'm saying is maybe this is it. Okay? Regardless, are the Ravens willing to keep trotting him out there and waiting for him to get it fixed. If he ever gets it fixed, is that risk worth it at this point? He may never return to the kicker he was, and that's not a terrible thing. Like, he's already had a Hall of Fame career. Like I said, possibly the greatest kicker to ever do it. But with a team that has Super Bowl aspirations, you see kickers like, look at the Boswell for Pittsburgh. The dude was out there just drilling every kick they gave him like it was nothing. And then Tucker goes out there and misses 2 under 50. Like, what has happened to Justin Tucker? And I know that there was a video recently released talking about the holding for Jordan Stout may be the problem holding the ball. And so I think it's where a lot of fans want to direct their attention because, hey, Justin Tucker is great, and he's been great for his entire career. And this can't possibly be on Tuck. So it's Jordan Stout because the problem started when Jordan Stout started holding. Okay, listen, maybe that's the case. I'm not going to sit here and say that there's no chance, no way on this planet that is the case. What I am saying is with the struggles with the special teams and the kicking, do we not think that this coaching staff is fine-tooth combing everything about the process? Everything about the process of the field goals, the extra points, everything to figure out what is going wrong. If it truly is Jordan Stout holding the ball wrong, why is he still holding the ball? Why would you not put somebody else there to hold the ball? That's all I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm saying I don't think it is. Because how goofy and flat out stupid would John Harbaugh and this coaching staff have to be if it is Jordan Stout to keep trotting him out there to make the same mistake over and over and over and over again? And in a game like today, it cost you the game. It literally cost them the game, those 2 missed field goals. I hate to say it. I will probably get some backlash from Ravens Nation from this. I think it might be time to move on from Tuck. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but I've seen enough. I've seen his misses cost the Ravens too many times now, just recently. And it's like, what do you do? Do you just keep, because of his career and his track record, do you just keep trotting him out there saying, hopefully this time he gets it? I don't think you can make that risk. And they're all far left. They all go left. I don't know. I don't think you can continue to risk it. If it is Jordan Stout, what a shame on the coaching staff for continuing to trot him out there to make the same mistake over and over and over again and cost this team. Regardless, this is unacceptable. The special teams is an absolute liability at this point, and it's costing the Ravens wins, in this case, a big-time divisional win against the divisional leader, which could end up costing you the division title at the end. Who knows? But that's my thought on Justin Tucker. I think they need to. That is now priority one. Now the defense has. Again, I know it's only one game, but they've seemingly taken the step in the right direction. Hopefully, they build off this performance. The special teams and Justin Tucker is now priority one. That's period, point blank. Now let's talk about another thing that I said in my pregame preview that the Ravens absolutely had to avoid in order to win this game, and that was penalties. They're the most penalized team in the league, least disciplined as far as penalties are concerned, and they did not disappoint with a whopping 12 penalties for 80 yards. And, let's go ahead and talk about the fumbles while we're here as well. 2 fumbles. I know Justice Hill play was technically an interception. So all 3 of Lamar Jackson's interceptions this year were not his fault. They were literally in all of the receivers' hands, and not one of them could hold on to the ball. So I don't even know what is it about the Baltimore Ravens when they play teams like the Steelers. First of all, the penalty thing is not just against the Steelers because you don't lead the league in penalties because you play the Steelers. This is just an undisciplined team. Point blank, period. We saw that for 2.5 quarters against the Bengals last week, and they finally got going. That is why the Ravens offense was so bad for 2.5 quarters a week ago, was because they couldn't get out of their own way. I've said it 100 times just this season. The team that can beat the Ravens is the Ravens, and they do a heck of a job with that. Like, do you realize if they could cut the penalties at least in half and they didn't turn the ball over today, they win in probably a blowout? Because they have 3 turnovers. If I'm not mistaken, all 3 of them led to field goals. Like, if you went to every Ravens fan, no, scratch that. If you went to every football fan and said, hey, If the Steelers do not score a touchdown in this game, do you think the Ravens will win? I guarantee you high 90%, maybe 99% of people would say, yeah, the Ravens are going to win the game if the Steelers don't score a touchdown. Well, you would be shocked. You would be shocked when the Ravens find new ways to lose games. In this case, the defense showed up, did not allow a touchdown, 6 field goals. You lost to 6 field goals. Like, there are days it really hurts to be a Ravens fan. And, man, it's their self-destructive tendencies when they get in these big games that is going to cost them a Super Bowl. This is what they do against the Chiefs. It's what they do against the Steelers. They cannot get out of their own way. And I know someone's going to get in the comments and say, well, the other team's paid to play too, and maybe the Steelers are just causing them. They caused how many ineligible man downfield penalties? They caused the fumbles. They hit the ball. Well, guess what? The Steelers didn't fumble, and I bet the Ravens hit the ball. Hold on to the football. And the Derrick Henry one was, look, I love Derrick Henry as much as anyone. He should not have fumbled that ball. Point blank, period. Isaiah Likely, right before the half, the Ravens have the momentum, about to go into the half with a 1-point lead, even though the offense had been absolutely putrid through the first half. They score, they get the ball back, try to run a screen, Patrick Queen strips it, and the defense again bails them out by only allowing a field goal. The offense was terrible. Could not get out of its own way to save its life. That is the only thing that will stop this offense is themselves. And they do that in these big games. Whether it's untimely holding calls, whether it's ineligible man downfield penalties. It doesn't matter. Or stupid turnovers. Justice Hill, hold on to the football. Just hold on to the ball. And I know I saw some people say, well, Lamar should have led him. Did you not see Minka Fitzpatrick, if I can talk, coming to take off Justice Hill's head if he were to lead him ahead? Like that pass protected Justice Hill from getting absolutely annihilated by Fitzpatrick. And he just couldn't hold on to the ball. Shocking, I know. The Steelers had 13 more minutes of possession. By every metric, the Steelers should have blown the Ravens out. The Ravens absolutely played terrible on offense and special teams. The defense, like the script absolutely flipped from what we've seen all season. The defense kept this a game. The offense absolutely let the team, and special teams, Justin Tucker in particular, let the team down. Even with all of the penalties and the fumbles, if Justin Tucker makes at least one of those field goals, the Baltimore Ravens win this game. Probably. So that's the reality. Mike Tomlin still owns John Harbaugh. 8 of the last 9 have gone to the Steelers. What do the Ravens have to do to get over the hump? What is it about the Steelers that they can perfectly game plan to just destroy the Ravens offense? No matter what the Ravens do, it's like, I don't know. Every single time they seemed like they were getting a drive starter, and this is really what it came down to. Every time they were starting a drive on first down, and it's like, okay, they get a good gain on first down. Oh, flag, that's coming back. That happened I don't even know the number, but it happened way too many times. Stalling any momentum. Now you're behind the chains. And next thing you know, you're just punting again. Penalties are killing this team. And they are going to cost them a championship, coupled with the fumbles, which seem to plague this team from time to time. And it all hit at once today. But you minimize the penalties, you take that away, the Ravens probably still win this game. Like, the Ravens offense beat itself with the penalties and the turnovers. And all the Steelers had to do was just go down and kick a field goal. Hey, you want to back yourself up on first down? That's fine. You're going to punt. We're going to move it to whatever, Boswell's huge range, and then just kick a field goal. Oh, you're going to turn the ball over? Okay, well, we'll just kick a field goal. And next thing you know, you got 6 of those babies in there, and the Ravens still can't win. Really an embarrassing performance, like I said, offensively and special teams. Very, very, very frustrating. And like I've said all year, the team that can beat the Ravens is the Ravens, and they beat themselves thoroughly today. I know someone's going to say, no, the Steelers, where they get paid to put, the Steelers didn't cause Justin Tucker to miss 2 kicks. Sorry, he just didn't. We see kickers drilling freaking 60-yarders in the NFL. Tuck now anything over, I can't even say over 40 because he missed an extra point last week. Anytime Tuck goes on the field now, it's like you have to hold your breath like, this high chance of him freaking missing this. I mean, to punch my mic there, but Tucker was Mr. Automatic. Now he is Mr. Liability. Sorry, Ravens Nation, probably going to hate that, but that's just the reality that we are in currently. But I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to wrap up the rant here. Like I said, defense, A-plus performance from me. I'm not going to complain one teeny tiny little bit about this defense today. Nope, not happening. So, offense, you failed. Special teams, you failed. You cost the team massively today a chance to take the lead over your division rival and lead the division. You failed. Go home and try again next week. Who do they got next week? I don't freaking know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. What went wrong? What is your opinion? What did the Ravens? What went wrong for the Ravens? What do they need to do to get over the Pittsburgh boogeyman here that they seem to not be able to get over? The Pittsburgh and Kansas City boogeyman is absolutely just haunting the Ravens. Don't know what they got to do to get over it, but it's a different day, same old story. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, Ravens Nation. Don't forget to like the video. Helps these videos get shown to more and more fans in the algorithm. Appreciate you all tuning in. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Go Ravens.